DuckTalks is part of Res TV's network of podcasts. Check out res.tv for other great podcasts.
Get out of the way and let it...
Wait, where is she?
The neck! Get out of the way!
The neck!
Stop! Just wait 1 second. It'll go me, then Danny, then you. If
I'm the one. Get up. I'm the most responsible brother!
They know I'm here, right? And that it is very late in England.
Yo, what's up with the world today? Like...
Show me, like, spiders all over your face.
I scream like spiders on my face?
Yeah.
Ah! Why is that wrong?
It just didn't really...
Okay, fall into spikes, go.
Fall into spikes, Danny.
Fun zone.
With
Fun is in the zone.
Can I get a grilled cheese, please?
Can I get a fettuccine Alfredo?
I'll have the duck. Orders up.
No launch pad, that's my lasagna!
Yeah, I think that's my line.
It says my line right
it
here.
says Dewey right there.
I'm Dewey in the show.
Do I not play Dewey?
No. You play
I'm Louie! I've been doing this wrong for 2 seasons.
David, that's your cue! I really thought he was going to be more professional than this.
Yeah.
Hit your cue! You're from England, right? He's been on so many shows. Hit your cue!
More like Dr. Webb.
Bless me, bagpipes.
DuckTales Season 3!
It's the week of Tuesday, March 10th, and you're listening to episode 94 of DuckTalks. The hiatus is over. Well, we're almost done with the hiatus, but there is an end to the madness of like 6 months of no new DuckTales. And DuckTalks is still here, still talking about DuckTales, Duck merch, video games, comic books, Disney Afternooniverse. We're so hyped. We're so ready. We're ready to go with this episode. Let's just get started. My name's Mitch. I'm one of your hosts. Joining me this week, I have both Pirate Steven and Josh.
Ahoy there.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Guys, it's great to be recording an episode of Duck Talks after all the news that came out. We weren't able to get together on Monday, but we were like, we got to get to this as soon as we can because, man, I just been ready to talk about it. It's been a crazy weekend.
Yeah, the news just dropped this week. We had so much going on the Twitter and all this new DuckTales Season 3 stuff. It's just gone crazy bananas. Love it.
Yeah, it seemed like there was some stirrings and rumblings of some upcoming news, and then it was just like they just dropped the bomb. It was like, boom! All this amazing news. I'm excited to talk about it.
And that's what it's like being a DuckTales fan. Like, you go forever with nothing, and you're just hungry and thirsty, and then it's just like, boom, here's a feast. But, you know, hopefully that will change a little bit. We're going to talk about that on this episode of Duck Talks. Hey, for those of you who've just stumbled across our Twitter account and blog and now podcast this week, we are a DuckTales and Disney Afternooniverse podcast. We've been going almost 100 episodes now. This is episode 94. So, yeah, you can go back and listen to some of those old episodes. Don't go too far back, though. But we've had a lot of fun over the last 94 episodes. 93. I'm considering this fun, too. We've had a great time, and thanks for checking us out. We hope that you will consider subscribing, following us, and joining in the conversation online. That's one of the things that gets us the most excited is when we're able to have these discussions and conversations online. You can find us at DuckTalks.com. We're also on Twitter at DuckTalks. And join our Discord. There is a link in the show notes. You can follow it, sign up for Discord, come chat with us about some DuckTales. And for those of you who have been following us for a while, thank you for continuing to come back. Thank you for your continued support and conversations. It's been a great week. The Discord's been extremely busy as this news was coming out. So let's jump into that and we'll talk about it. But before we do, you know, we talk about Donald Duck's anniversary in June. We talk about Huey, Dewey, and Louie's anniversary. We've talked about Scrooge's anniversary in December. We've got to talk about the fact that we just celebrated Della Duck's first anniversary yesterday, March the 9th. That is the anniversary of the episode Whatever Happened to Della Duck.
Also, Penumbra's debut.
That is correct. Also,
Sam King will let you know.
Can't believe it's been a year already. Jeez, wow.
And we've had like 3 episodes. Not us. DuckTales has had like 3 episodes. Yeah, it's been a year, but man, I was thinking about it today and how, exciting it was to get this character, a brand new character that's still so deeply entrenched in duck lore. Like everybody has always wanted to know who was Huey and Dewey's mother. I mean, we had some names, more than one, Dumb Della, and we had some information about her, flying a rocket ship or whatever, but we didn't have the full picture, and now we've got this character that I hope does move over from not only DuckTales, but existing in other forms as well. But we get to enjoy her for the time being. Season 1 was a great mystery leading up to her. Season 2 was a great story as we were introduced to her. And it sounds like from some of the things Frank has been saying over on Tumblr, and I think maybe on Twitter as well, she is a full-time cast member in Season 3, so we should be getting a lot of Della.
Yeah, she's had great character development as she's kind of gotten used to her mom role from season 2. So I look forward to seeing what else she brings to the table. I think it's going to be fun to see her interactions with Daisy, maybe teaming up with Daisy to tease Donald. I think that'd be fun.
And hopefully we'll get a little bit more Penumbra as well, since she's going to be on Earth, right?
We should. Yeah. Frank's hinted at that.
That's Launchpad's girl, man.
That'll be fun to see too, where they go with that, because Frank has alluded to that being a gag. I would also like to see more of that relationship with her and Beakley. I think that was a lot of fun in the second half of Season 2. Beakley, man, was kind of rough on Della more than once, and I think we need a story explaining that a little bit. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But happy anniversary to Della Duck and the DuckTales crew who brought this character to life, and she's a fan favorite for sure. We're all looking forward to our action figures when we get them.
Oh, sure. And Paget is knocking it out of the park as her voice. I can't imagine anybody else doing her voice now.
It's true. Have you seen the clip where she's talking about when they talk to her about playing the sister of Donald Duck, and she's like, I don't even think I can pull that voice off.
Yeah, that's funny. That was another cool thing I saw recently was somebody had modded DuckTales NES and took the Scrooge McDuck pixel art and replaced it with Della, and it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was cool. I saw that too. I think I saw.
I immediately tried to download it. I couldn't get it to work though. But yeah, I want to play that. I want to play the moon level as Della.
Is that was it on a PC or what?
Yeah, he got it working from a PC emulator. If we find out, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
But that's a good segue to our next news, where DuckTales Remastered all of a sudden is available again. Who was expecting that one?
Nobody. It was just July when we were like, oh, it's so horrible that Remastered is gone.
Yeah, everybody bought the physical copies and they tried to sell them for like $30-$40 when they were going for like 10, 15. So.
The day this news broke, it was still those physical copies were still on eBay for like $50.
So yeah, price is going to go down a lot now.
Now, it is available on all the consoles that it was originally available for. We've had people ask us, what about PS4? It was never released for PS4, so no plans on them, adding it to that library. But I think it was you, Pirate, who mentioned PS5. It could be a possibility. Well,
PS5 is supposed to have some backwards compatibility, so who knows? Hopefully, we'll be able to play it on that. Nintendo Switch is not. It doesn't have DuckTales Remastered as well.
Oh, okay. Because the PlayStation 3 had remastered on it, didn't it? Is that why it would be?
Yeah, PlayStation 3 had remastered, Wii U, and Xbox.
Oh, yeah, so it's not on Switch. That's why everybody was mentioning that. Okay. I saw a lot of conversation about what about Switch.
Yeah, I was really disappointed when they didn't release it for PS4. I was hoping, I was waiting, and yeah, I have it on PS3, but I don't have a PS3, so that doesn't do me any good.
Yeah, I have it on the old Apple TV that I can dust off and play it on, and then on the iPad as well. I got it on like a 99-cent sale for the iPad.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it went pretty cheap on PlayStation 3 as well, and Xbox went right before it went away. So I think I paid less than $5 for it.
Yeah, I think the retail right now is $14.99. I believe that's what I saw. I don't know if it'll go on any sales anytime soon since it just went back on the store, but $14.99 is actually a good price for that game. It's beautiful. If you've never played it, it's a lot of fun. If you did play the original and you've never played this one, it's definitely worth $14.99. But, you might catch it on sale. You never know. All right, so to the big news, and we've got some smaller items we're going to try to get to tonight, but again, like previous time, we actually have a hard break. So this all started, I think it was on March 1st, so it was the first day of the month when we found out that someone had shared, that someone was Violet Ganache, 42. And Violet's now in our Discord. We've been chatting about this a little bit more in detail, but they came across a promo on the Disney, actually it was on Disney XD, and it depicted a Villains Most Wanted. Now this is ongoing right now. It actually started last weekend. So every weekend in March, there was going to be a villain-centric episodes for DuckTales over on Disney XD. And immediately after they posted this, Frank saw it and he retweeted it with the comments that it's a really fun thing that's happening over on Disney XD, and he's sure it's not happening for any reason. So that was everyone's tip-off that something might be coming.
Yeah, we were thinking that it would be a great way to kind of lead up for the people who haven't seen these episodes to kind of get them caught up. And I was hoping, crossing my fingers, that we were going to get more new episodes soon. So we'll kind of talk about that later. But it's a good prelude of for the people who haven't seen all the episodes yet to get them caught up and get ready for whatever next season's going to start.
And it's a Glom Gold weekend, so you really can't beat that.
I mean, we get to celebrate Glom Gold for a weekend.
Right? Heck, we're going to do the whole week. Come on.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the whole week.
But again, it's Disney. So another thing we found out was that Disney XD is going to be the new home for DuckTales. It's no longer going to be on the Disney Channel. So Disney XD and Disney Now will be the new home for DuckTales, which I'm so involved in my Disney Plus subscription that it's hard for me to even remember or think about Disney XD.
Now, I'm wondering, kind of cautionary tale here. With Disney Now, if you do not have a cable provider or satellite provider that if your subscription does not include Disney XD, Disney Now is most likely not going to give you access to watching the episodes. I could be wrong. Hopefully, I would prefer that I'm wrong and that it be available on Now. But Disney XD is a premium channel, and I would suspect that you will need a subscription that includes Disney XD to watch these episodes on Disney Now. That being said, I've been shopping to upgrade my plan because when DuckTales moved from Disney XD, I no longer needed to pay for it because we had Hulu at the time and I was watching Gravity Falls there. So with everything we had, I didn't need it anymore.
And if you've been away from Disney Now, so really since Disney Plus has come around or since DuckTales season 2 ended, they have the Owl House on there. Everybody's got to check the Owl House out. It's really great. Mm-hmm. Alex Hirsch from Gravity Falls does one of the voices. And besides, that's a really cute show. And then the Rocketeer animated show is on there as well.
Yeah, my kids have already memorized Rocketeer before I'd even seen it. It was funny. I was like, hey, I want to check out this new show. And they're like, that's not new.
It's good.
It is good. So we've got The Most Wanted coming up, and it is over on Disney XD. And just a couple of days after we found out about the Villains Most Wanted event going on over on Disney XD, we found out from DuckTales' Italian Facebook page that they found out that DuckTales was going to air in the U.S. in April. So we found out from Twitter user Edna McNabola. I probably butchered that. I apologize, but they made sure we knew about it, so we checked it out. Pirate and I, we both translated it about the same time we were posting the translations, and they shared it from an account called Love Ducks, who first came across it. But anyway, this again led to us believing it was going to be Disney XD, and yeah, it was a crazy couple of days trying to check that out, and then the official word came out on the 5th. So 5 days span there that we got official confirmation that on April 4th at 9:30 a.m., 2 episodes of DuckTales Season 3 will air on Disney XD and Disney Now. So yeah, we're getting 2 episodes to kick it off. It's not like a 2-hour episode. It is 2 individual episodes. And we actually already got that news this week too, potentially. It's possible. And yeah, so we're extremely excited about the show being back. There was a picture, I think Screen Rant, I don't know if I guess Screen Rant had the exclusive on this because Frank posted about it, and then like they posted their blog, and it included not only the information I just gave you, but also a number of the actors and actresses, the guests who will be appearing on the show. And it's an extensive list that we're excited about many of the names on there, but there's a few of them we need to look into. So that'll be like something we discuss in a future episode of Duck Talks. But yeah, there's a lot of great news in here, and them talking about what's to come. And that leads into the fact that on the 9th, we got potential episode titles and descriptions for Season 3. Now, these are found on Google. Someone sent us a tweet letting us know about it, and I don't have that information, do I? I think I do. Yeah.
The tweet or the synopsis?
Yeah, so someone shared... blog. Yeah, but someone shared it with us. DuckTales Stuff was the Twitter account that first shared it. And sure enough, over on Google, you could find these titles. Now, it's not officially been released. You know, a lot of times Disney XD will put it up on some kind of graphic and tweet it and let everyone know. Maybe it'll start showing up in the TV listings soon. Definitely the April highlights will include the information. But they're already on Google, and that happened with previous seasons. People haven't followed this before. Sometimes you can do a Google search, DuckTales Season 3, Episode 1, and boom, you get a title and a description just out of nowhere because Google knows everything. But Pirate, you put together a blog with this information. You want to read these off for us?
Yeah, so DuckTales Season 3, Episode 1, we're going to start it off with Challenge of the Senior Junior Woodchucks, and it's going to air on April 4th. That's going to be officially our Season 1 first episode. And it's Huey races against Violet in a challenge to be named Senior Junior Woodchuck. Scrooge and the family search for a secret woodchuck treasure. So we know this is the Huey-centric season, so that's good that it starts off with that episode. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm interested to see more Junior Woodchucks. I feel like it was an underused thing in the first few seasons, and I'm hoping that they're going to, since he's going to be more the focus of this season, that we're going to get more Junior Woodchucks, and maybe I want to see Launchpad to end up being Junior Woodchuck. That's what all I'm saying.
And Violet's an extremely popular character, too, so it's nice to see an episode where she gets more to do.
Yeah, and I'm looking for, I remember seeing that character in just a little bit of what we had seen, and I thought she was going to be a foil for Huey to some extent. So I think this episode sounds like a lot of fun, even though they're still friends, but they're going to be competing. I think that's going to be great. And then the B story of the family trying to find a secret woodchuck treasure. I love that it's not connected to whatever Huey and Violet is doing, at least not directly. But that secret woodchuck treasure, do you think it could be you remember the comic story with the history of the woodchuck guidebook and how it's ancient texts just gathered together from just, I think it was what is it? It's the Library of Alexandria.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope that's what the treasure is. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and this doesn't sound like Glomgold's in this one.
That's what you're worried about.
What if there's a Glomgold cameo?
Well, I feel like he's family now, right? He saved the day in the season 2 finale, so I mean, he's in that group shot. You would think that he'd be invited in somebody's adventures. So
It's possible.
we'll see what episode he. But the three we're going to talk about today, I don't know if he's in these.
But hasn't Glomgold lost everything at this point?
Well, no. Remember, he gave him that Scrooge when he's dressed as Santa. Gave him that gift, and it was giving him the company back.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that really taking him serious though? Giving
Well,
it
I
back?
mean, he gave it back. It's Santa. Santa can't break that kind of promise.
That's true. They said
And
no
it's
take backs.
Scrooge, and Scrooge isn't going to go back on a deal.
Yeah, I watched the season 2 finale again this past week. Just as soon as season 3 was announced, I'm like, all right, let's start our rewatch, but backwards.
See, we started at the beginning of season 2, and I'm like, I thought this was in season 1. It's such a blur.
It's like Star Wars. Where do you start? Which episode's first? Always good to start off with the Duck Knight Returns. I mean, and then go back to Duck Knight Returns. And
Well, I mean, if you're watching on Disney Plus, there's no telling where you're going to start.
that's true. Still fighting with them every day. I think they blocked me.
They've stopped sending the canned emails.
They don't get it. They don't get it. But we're not going to talk about that because that could be the whole episode. Let's go to episode number 2. Are we done with the Huey and the Woodchucks?
Yeah, let's go to the next one. This one sounds more fun anyway, right?
Yeah, do you want to read this one?
Oh, I don't want to take it away from you.
You want me or you want Mitch?
Yeah.
to?
So this one, it sounds like a lot of people on the internet were getting really excited about. And this is called Quack Pack, which is one of Mitch's favorite Disney afternoon shows. And this will air as part of the back-to-back season premiere. So episode number 2, and it'll be again on April 4th. And the synopsis is, the family is not quite itself, as it soon discovers the planned family photo shoot might just be a part of a bigger wish gone wrong. So then they showed I think Screen Rant was the one that got the exclusive for the reveal for season 3, and it's a shot that shows like a Quack Pack's image from the classic series, but like redone with DuckTales characters, and you can see Scrooge, instead of he's wearing his red outfit, he's wearing the classic blue Scrooge suit from classic DuckTales, and Beakley's also dressed in classic DuckTales attire. So this should be a fun one.
And so is Donald Duck. He's got his blue outfit on.
Yeah, which is something we have seen in DuckTales 17. It was in the very first episode. Before it caught fire and got thrown in the washing machine or the dishwasher. After it slapped Donald, I still don't get that gag. But but all of the kids are also wearing different outfits, and Della's there as well in something we've not seen her in. And Scrooge is throwing money at me, which is really making me feel uneasy. But I think it's meant to, right along there as Beakley's smirk. I think this episode looks like a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Quack Pack is not my favorite thing from the Disney Ducks. I've only watched a couple of episodes and it didn't resonate with me. I'm going to make myself watch it. Like it's going to be like an endurance challenge for me to make myself watch that show. It's not that bad. It just wasn't what it's not what I enjoy. I know a lot of people online, though, really give it a hard time. And I think that brought a lot of attention to this image and then this episode title and description. It's going to be crazy. Did you guys notice that this image, I don't know if you're looking at it in your notes, but the yellow comic book paper look in the background makes me think that this particular image is going to be in the intro for that episode. It's just going to be it looks like it's from the intro. So it's going to be zany for sure. Do you guys, I saw this conversation online earlier today and I can't remember who brought it up, but the fact that the word wish is in here, some people are wondering if we might get some genie antics like from the the character from the DuckTales movie.
Yeah, Gene. I believe they call them Gene.
Yeah.
Genie for short. But also, I wonder if maybe this is be a good guess at the voice actor. I wonder if James Monroe Iglehart will do the voice of the genie, because he's the genie from Broadway, Aladdin
That's
genie.
True.
I wonder if he'll be the voice of the genie from DuckTales the movie, and maybe this is that episode.
It could be.
Because you're right, that word "wish" is very. I mean, solving mysteries here, right?
Yeah.
This is. I feel like that is could very well be, and maybe it's. And the other cool thing was, what if it's even a zanier, different animation style than we're used to?
Right. It very well could. And there are some things that look kind of odd. Like, I feel like Scrooge's top hat is much smaller and more reminiscent of the classic, as opposed to the taller one we get in 2017 DuckTales. So there's a lot of things that make me think this episode will be very zany, and I think a genie would be a good way to do that. I do think we should say in this conversation that these have, I said it at the beginning, these aren't official. They haven't been officially released. We're assuming that that these are accurate. They look like they're accurate. And so far when they've shown up on Google, they have been. Because it's not just like you're going to a web page that's talking about them. It's actually on Google's listings. But if this is correct, I definitely think there's the potential that Gene could be involved. And good call on that casting. I think that's possible. That's something I hope.
I mean, that's a cool like inside type thing, that he would be the genie in the Aladdin and the genie in DuckTales.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if it would be like someone different. I was thinking, just because that voice was so distinct, and I can't think of the voice actor who did that voice. I know him. He's been in so many different things from my childhood, but it was such a distinct voice.
He's not that the guy that did the original is not alive anymore.
Right. Well, but I was going to say, like, I would see them going completely in a different direction from that. Yeah. And that's what I assume.
I guess it's for James, if James Monroe, if he's not, I could also see him as the Monterey Jack if Jim Cummings is not back. Wow. Just because he can play that, his voice would be similar to Monterey Jack. I feel like he can handle that. But we're not going to guess voice actors. That's for
a future episode. We're going to do that, but that's in a future episode.
Speaking of future episodes, do you want me to read that about the third episode?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, this one's going to be called Double O Duck in You, only Crash Twice. So this one's actually going to be aired on April 11th, so it's a week after the first two episodes. So hopefully that's kind of a good indicator of that we're going to be getting an episode every Saturday of the month. And that's what I'm hoping, instead of the every single day kind of thing that they did at the end of the last season. The description says, a spy video game turns dangerously real as Launchpad and Dewey must stop Fowl against Agent Stillbeast's plan to destroy Duckburg. Okay, well, that's interesting.
There's so much there.
Yeah, I feel like this is the one I'm most looking forward to. I mean, I can't believe we're going to get 3 episodes in without seeing Drake Mallard, Darkwing Duck. Maybe he'll appear in this. But just to have a Launchpad, Dewey hang out and solve crimes, I mean, I think that's cool. And we know that Double O Duck was from the classic DuckTales, with Launchpad had his own little adventure there where he was a secret agent. But also Darkwing Duck was originally supposed to be named Double O Duck when Tad Stones was developing it. So very cool from that description, just to get all that Darkwingness information.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get Darkwing in that episode. I think Duck Knight Returns is the only episode description that mentions Darkwing. So for them to leave him out to just kind of catch us off guard, I could see that happening. And the episode is definitely Darkwing-centric from the description. I mean, except it's missing St. Canard. I was totally expecting that description to end with Destroy St. Canard, but it didn't. It's Duckburg, because this is DuckTales. But yeah, Dangerously it is in there. A video game, I mean, when I think of video games, I think of DuckTales and Darkwing Duck. Those are great classic video games, and Steelbeak. I was a little bit surprised and not surprised when Ron Paulson's name was not on that list of guests, but he has been on the show before, and so maybe that allowed them to keep him off. I would be surprised if anybody else voiced Steelbeak.
I'd be surprised too.
Yeah, especially
I wonder
since
if
he's
they're
already
gonna
been on the show.
Did he speak originally in the show? Or he was just there?
Steelbeak, no, he was just there. He just
Yeah,
kind of crunched his knuckles.
Okay. Because it was a big surprise when they did the reveal at the season finale of last season, and I'm so excited to see what they're going to do with that character, and I'm curious to see if they're going to have the same kind of character as him, because he was kind of like a 20s kind of mobster type of character in the original in the original Darkwing Duck, and so I wonder if they're going to tweak that at all, or if they're going to keep that, which I kind of hope they do. And I'm just really anxious to see what or how he's going to be portrayed.
I still think he's going to be part of the Ottoman Empire, and that we'll find out something. Maybe he's related to Randy and the people that work there. So I thought it was going to be Randy, but
yeah, I thought you were onto something there. I thought it was going to be too, but it's really cool what they're doing with Fallon. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. I think this season's going to be crazy, and these first 3 episodes look like they are going to be crazy. So, yeah, you can check out the blogs over on DuckTalks.com and get more information. And, of course, as we come across things, as people share things with us, we're going to put it on there as we all get ready for Season 3 on April 4th.
Yeah, this is a great start. Those 3 episodes will be great to start the season. I love that it's a week apart for what it seems like the airings will be, because that will stretch the season out more and it'll be less of a hiatus. They got that Halloween and Christmas episode, so that's a long season if it went all the way that way. But yeah, the other thing too, I love so this information's out there now. It's not official, but it really, I feel like, re-energized and re-excited the whole DuckTales community, and we needed that because it's been so long and no one's really talking about it, and this gets people excited. And I know people now watching on Disney Plus now. We saw a couple people that had not heard about it. They heard about season 3 coming out, so they're catching up on season 1 and 2. So it's good for people that are rediscovering the show now. And I think also the Disney Channel Fan Fest in May will also help as well, get people watching season 3.
Yeah, have we talked about the fact that Frank has said him and some of the production team will be in Orlando?
We haven't. So it doesn't seem like everything I've seen for the California Disney Channel Fan Fest, nothing has said DuckTales on it specifically. And they've had a bunch of different pictures and stuff. But we know Frank has said, because I asked him if he wanted to hang out. He didn't get back to me. But Frank said that he's going to be at one of the ones in Orlando. And I guess they think that it's going to be towards the end of the month, because it's probably maybe each show or whatever they're trying to promote might get a weekend. So we look forward to more information on that. And I'll be out there as soon as I find out when the DuckTales ones are coming up.
Yeah, we'll be watching that closely. I'm not so far that I can't fly in for a day, so maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I would really like to.
The airfare is kind of cheap now, so
Oh, that's true. But this will be in May, so hopefully things are not as crazy by then. But one thing Josh had mentioned earlier as well, and you brought up just now too, was that the episodes should be on a weekly format. And Frank has said that he had this long thread where he was talking about his excitement of the show being back, and he brought up the fact that they are going back to Disney XD, and he said that Disney XD really loves DuckTales, and they're excited to release and promote the show in a big way. I think that's going to be great. I mean, Disney Channel definitely was a lot more exposure just for the fact that the show was there, but it never really felt the same during Season 2 as it did Season 1. So as much as I was kind of against going back to Disney XD because I was going to have to change my entertainment subscription, Frank's got me on board with this because he also says that they're back to a regular weekly release with a few exciting exceptions, probably in October and December. It doesn't look like we're starting down the feast or famine scenario of season 2. So it's going to be really great for us as a podcast, for other podcasters. I know there's other shows who have also had to deal with the feast and famine scenario and just the episode bombs. I'm so looking forward to not having to do that because it really disappointed me to cover 4 or 5 episodes in one podcast episode just to keep up, and then to go weeks and weeks and weeks without any episodes to talk about. As a matter of fact, episode 92, I did a lot of editing on that episode, but we listened to it on our most recent trip to Nashville, and my wife was looking at me funny. I was like, let me tell you the behind the scenes. I cut out a lot of our grumbling about it being so long since we'd had anything DuckTales related to talk about as far as the show, and we did the best we could, but really we were ready for the hiatus to be over long before episode 92 of DuckTalks, and it's great to feel the excitement and to be back now where we're just weeks away from new episodes.
Yeah, we talk about the DuckTales hiatus, but I feel like the one that has suffered the worst from those kind of bombing episodes is Amphibia. Came out last summer, and the first episode aired I believe June 17th, around that. And good old Wikipedia. The last episode of season 1 aired in July 18th. So it was this 1 month span of those 20 episodes and nothing since then.
Right.
So definitely glad that's not happening to DuckTales again. Well, it could still happen, but it's not happening in April.
Yeah, I know a lot of people at work who watch the Star Wars shows and then DuckTales and a few other Disney shows, and they're always like, it just doesn't make sense why they would put the episodes out like this. And I'm like, they've got to know something we don't know. I mean, kids programming. I mean, I know my kids prefer to binge watch stuff, so I think that's what they're going for. I prefer the Mandalorian effect. I'd rather have a week to talk about it and watch it 3 or 4 times. I'm loving the fact that we're only like 3 episodes into the Clone Wars and I'm on the edge of my seat, even though these episodes have been out there for years. Like, you can watch the roughs. I'm not going to do it though. I don't remember what happens in the 4th one, and I'm not going to go and watch that because I like having the week to think about it and to talk about it. So we're looking forward to having that conversation with you. Check us out online, DuckTalks.
I liked binging Legends of Three Caballeros only because it was a certain set of episodes and it felt like one long movie.
It does. And I think Matt told us that. Like, it was written in a way that they expected people to binge it. So, all right. So we are almost out of time, and we do want to cover a few items in the news. Some fan stuff, because we've gone a while without official stuff, and there's been a lot of fan stuff going on. Twitter user Violet Ganache 42, who also gave us the tips about season 3, put together a number of clips from DuckTales 2017 to the theme of the original DuckTales, and it's really, really great. We wanted to talk about that just for a moment. Some of the clips are scenes that we've noticed and talked about in the past that they're very reminiscent of scenes from the original DuckTales intro, and I think Josh has a collection of those already that he's been working on. And then they also took scenes that I'm kind of impressed that they thought of them that aren't exact, but are kind of to the same theme, and they work, and it's really good. And there was another user on Twitter who, if you follow, and I'll include a link in the show notes, but if you follow to the tweet that they originally posted, someone else did a side-by-side, and it's excellent. It's a lot of fun. Check that out. And I spoke with Violet Ganache over on our Discord and just asked a few questions about this. And they said that Sophie and Dace I don't know how you say that, but Sophie and Dace over on Tumblr did the Darkwing Duck one, where they took clips from DuckTales 2017 and put it to the Darkwing Duck theme. And I remember seeing that. It was really fun. I'll include that in the notes as well, so that you can watch that. But these videos are a lot of fun. They're fan-made, put together. And I just like supporting stuff like this. It's actually something we had talked about doing. And I, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, Josh is going to be mad. And yet he's going to be excited that he gets to watch it without putting in all the hours of work.
Yeah. Yeah, I was excited to see it. It was a really cool edit that someone did. Some choices I was like, yes, exactly what I would have done. Some other choices I was like, I would have done a little bit differently, but it's all in there on how they want to do it. And then I'm totally fine with that. But it was still awesome how much they were able to pull from it to really pull together something like that. It was a really good job.
We've also got, and this actually happened today, there was a little bit of conversation over on Twitter where I think it was the website Kotaku, who follows the video game industry. They had a blog or an article about Disney reaching out to developers in order to get more games on in the market. So a few years ago, Disney's video game department, they closed it up, and it was a horrible situation. And those of us who played Disney Infinity were right in the middle of it. Of course, watching a lot of people that we admired and became friends with lose their jobs, and just Disney got out of video games. And for the last few years, they've been working with other companies, licensing out for video games. They've had some successful Star Wars games and some not so successful Star Wars games that ended up being successful in the long run. It's weird. But yeah, they've had that. And of course, their mobile games seem to be doing pretty good, but they're not really in the console market for the most part. And they're trying to change that. With that article, the lead over at Headcanon, the person in charge at Headcanon, retweeted it and included, a little bit of note that they have, pitched a Darkwing Duck game that they would love to make if Disney wants to get behind that. And so that kind of brought that back up. The fact that there was a Darkwing Duck game it wasn't really in development. It was put together for a pitch. Aaron Sparrow, the writer of the most recent Darkwing Duck comic, and James Silvani, the artist, were involved in that and did some of the artwork. And so they were discussing it as well. So this week there's been a little bit of conversation, today, about this game, the potential for this game, and hashtag Save Darkwing. We just want to get that out there. If there's any chance that game could be picked up, that playable demo was amazing. I'd play it. I'd buy it. All right.
Yeah, I watched there was a video of it, right?
There was
someone playing the first level or something.
There is a video, and it's in our. We did a blog, and it'll be in the show notes. There is a video you can watch, but you could download the demo.
Yeah. So
it is playable if it's still out there. I haven't checked, but yeah, check that out and let Capcom, and Disney know that you'd be interested in that game. Very quickly, because we are out of time. IDW, Disney Comics and Stories, number 11, going to be gyro-centric. So we've got 3 stories about Gyro Gear Loose coming up for everybody to look forward to. That's out this week. So by the time you hear this episode of the podcast, it's already on shelves. Go to your comic store and see if they have it. Ask if they can get it for you. If not, you can get it digitally online, or at online stores. Reach out to us. We can tell you where to get it. Also, we'll talk about this later, but I'm going to throw it out there because everybody got so excited about it. Loungefly has a 3 Caballeros mini backpack and wallet coming soon. We know a lot of people were excited about it online. We had a lot of people tell us that they were instantly ordering that. I had a couple of people in my house who were interested in it. They're a little pricey, though, so we'll see. Check that out. That blog will be in the notes. And yeah, that's going to be it for this week. You guys got anything else?
Said we're just waiting for some new DuckTales.
Oh, it's coming. So until next time.
Stay glum, Gordon.
you can dream it, you can do it.
All right.
It was 11 o'clock. Good time. Is that your thing you're going to do, Matthew McConaughey?
Is that my thing now? DuckTalks is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Any sounds or audio clips played on this podcast are the property of their copyright holders. And DuckTales and DuckTalks
Yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
And DuckTalks is all right. Jump into it, Pirate. Whatever you were going to say.
No, I don't remember anymore.
Oh, man. Okay.
It's gone. Gone forever.
All right. Here we go.